Hey guys, welcome back to Your Mind on Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Season 4. I'm your host, Mitchell, and today it's just me, but we're going to be talking about Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. This last season was honestly incredible, and I would even say the best one to date. So this season they actually had three main story arcs. The first one being Ghost Rider, where they actually had Ghost Rider in the MCU, which is insane just thinking about that alone. So you see Robbie Reyes basically join the MCU as he's looking for the Darkhold, or this secret book from the Dark Universe, which holds basically all these insane science-breaking rules and laws and formulas, and whoever reads it basically goes insane from trying to recreate or sees the potential of what could be. Which this then leads into the second arc of the season, which is the LMD, in which Dr. Radcliffe and his personal assistant Ada from last season actually obtain the Darkhold and create something called the Framework, which then leads into the third and final arc, in which Coulson and the team is placed into the virtual world of the Framework, which is basically a replica of the current MCU, but instead of having S.h.i.e.L.D. in place, Hydra has actually taken over and runs the world as this kind of fascism, communistic dictatorship regime. So I'm going to review each arc separately, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it as the season as a whole at the end. So to start, we have the Ghost Rider arc. And honestly, just having Ghost Rider in the MCU is already just like a win in my book. But it's a little unfortunate that it had to be on TV and not within the movies, and like not seeing Iron Man next to Ghost Rider. But for what it's given, honestly, and what it's worth, I thought it was really well done. Even the story, I love how they brought Robbie Reyes in as opposed to Johnny Blaze, but they still do the shout out to Johnny Blaze, and you actually see him in a quick scene, which was honestly really cool. Robbie Reyes was great. His whole backstory with his brother, and how much he loves his brother to the point where he was able to take in the Ghost of Vengeance in order to save his brother was really awesome. Also, within the first arc, you learn about the new Shield and how it's all been restructured. So you meet the new director Jason Mace, who is actually the Patriot. So then you learn about how basically the whole Shield team that we've known in the previous season have been split up. It was really good to see like the new relationships that were forming, because now, for example, Simmons was now a higher up compared to everyone else, and so they're kind of treating her a little bit differently, especially with Fitz, because Fitz and Gemma have a relationship going on, but she's higher up compared to him, and she's able to see things or know about things that he's not, but she's still not able to disclose the information with him. So you kind of see that relationship honestly throughout the whole season. The last thing I just want to mention is the action in this first arc. That was actually just crazy good. It's where all the fights between Quake and Ghost Rider happened, which were honestly just crazy for a TV show. And then the best, I think, action scene this season between Hellfire and Ghost Rider. And that's actually where Ghost Rider gets his chain for the first time in the show. Probably the most action packed and badass scenes this season, and probably in the past seasons, I would say. So in the second arc, you have Ada has now read the Darkhold, and her programming has been a little bit corrupted. And so they're creating the LMDs for the whole S.h.i.e.L.D. team, and they're sending them into S.h.i.e.L.D. sporadically by kidnapping the actual agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. and putting in the new LMDs. And so I find this was actually super interesting, because it was kind of almost like a mystery game. You didn't know who was an LMD and who was themselves, and so they actually played that off a lot. And so at the end of the episode, they would kind of give you a little clue as to who's an LMD and who's not, and sometimes it'd be like a real hint or a real clue, and sometimes it's just like a fake out, and you find out the beginning of the next episode that it was actually someone else. And I thought that was actually was really good of them, a really good move. It really kept you intrigued, and so there wasn't much of an action arc was more of like a mental arc. They played off the suspense more than the action, which was a really good refresher. I honestly really enjoyed it. Probably not the favorite arc in the season, but it definitely wasn't bad. So the final story arc and my personal favorite is the framework. Wow, this story arc is it was like I can't even explain it. It was so good. Just having the whole alternate universe seems like such like a cop out, but man, they pulled it off so well. They brought back characters from season two. They brought back Ward, like Agent Triplet came back. They callbacks to all these things. They had the Triskelion there, like the building the Triskelion was in there. Like it was on there was I can't even talk because of how great it was. I would be able to watch a whole show about the framework and just how it's set up. It is it is actually amazing. That by far, like if you're gonna watch Agents of Shield, season four, this third arc was amazing, the best one to date. I find almost no faults in it. Well, the one fault I'll give it was that the ending was a little anticlimactic, but I mean, you needed a way to get them out of the framework, and so I understand that what they had to do was necessary. But oh man, I wish there was maybe an extra like 2 episodes to keep fleshing out that story because it was so amazing. It was it was the best between it's just like between the whole like the new relationships that they've made like their whole new a whole new life has been lived in this new universe, which was insane. And so having them live with that and cope with that, and just seeing how they live with these new consequences was great. It was like it turned the whole MCU on its head. And that I can't I keep saying it was amazing and good, but oh, it was like it was like the best TV that I've seen in a long time. And I don't know, maybe I'm a bit biased because I like the show, but this surpassed every season, every arc of the show so far. But like I said, the last 2 episodes were a little boring. So the moment they got out of the framework was a little messy. But I mean, they had to progress the story. They had to keep going. I understand. It's just too bad because I was really enjoying this last season, this last arc of the season. So to sum it up, I'd give season four of Agents of Shield 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was really good, especially that last arc. Unfortunately, the second arc kind of brought it down just a little bit, and even the first arc, it just you just can't compare it to the framework. I haven't seen the last seasons in a while, so I can't really compare it to them. But from my memory, I would say this is the best season up to date. Again, I haven't seen the other ones since they last aired. Maybe I'll watch them all over again, and I might have a different opinion. But as of right now, maybe just because they ended on such a high note with the frameworks, this is probably my favorite season of Agents of Shield so far, and solid 8.5 on 10. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for listening. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with me. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/yourmindon. Subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.